My daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to mommy, just his old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now I don't blame him cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing he ever did was, right before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought this was quite a joke, and he got a lot of laughs from quite a folks. It seems like I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. I'd roam from town to town to hide my shame, but I made a vow to the moon and the stars that I'd search that honky-tonks and bars and kill that man who gave me that awful name. Well, it was in Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I just hit town. My throat was dry, and I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew at an old saloon on a street of mud. There, at a table dealing stud, sat that dirty, mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad, from a worn-out picture that my mother had, and I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold. And I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you're going to die." Well, it hit him hard, right between the eyes, and he went down. But to my surprise, he came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear, and I busted a kid right across his teeth. And we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and bit like a crocodile. I heard him laugh and I heard him cuss. He went for his gun. I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me. I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough." And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye. And I knew you'd have to be tough or die. And it's that name that helped you make you strong. He said, "Now you fought one hell of a fight. I know you hate me, and you got the right to. You kill me now. I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die. For the gravel in your guts and the spin in your eye. Cause I'm the son of a bitch I named you Sue." I got all choked up when I threw out my gun. I called him my pa. He called me his son. And I came away with a different point of view. And I think about him now and then. Every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have his fun, I think I'm going to name him Bill or George, anything but Sue.